I'll choose Daniel over there. Yes? What's a 6-letter word for something that is terrible? Don't say Amtrak. Don't say Amtrak. Amtrak! Well, I guess I'm not the only one. Happy Christmas. Hey everybody, Dirty Dan here. Welcome to the 6th or 7th day in the Christmas series. So today I'm going to talk about a lot of Tyco stuff and I think you're going to enjoy it. Let's jump right in. So, I want to begin by saying, now I have always had this thought. Nobody have ever asked me, but I'm sure it's come to somebody's mind before. Is Tyco a good beginner brand for starting model railroading? Now, you could say a lot of things about this. There is a lot about quality, availability, and price. I would say if you're going for a budget and if you want quantity over quality, there you go. Tyco's a good brand. But I would definitely not recommend Tyco as a beginner brand. Now, I know a lot of you are going to be mad about that, but let me just explain, is that Tyco, they didn't make the best motors. And there's always the chance that you're going to get a Tyco, because all the Tycos are old. And there's always a chance you're going to get that one motor that's just so stubborn. Just like the Silver Streak that's sitting in that cabinet over there waiting for a rebuild. I've tried multiple times, and that thing is freaking cursed. I cannot fix it for the life of me. I will show you in a future video. We will attempt to fix that freaking nightmare of an engine. But I would not recommend Tyco as a beginner brand. Now, I would say if you have a younger child, like 7, and you are wanting to get them into model railroading, I would not go with HO. I would go with O gauge. For one reason, and one reason only. O gauge is bigger. And I would go with Lion-O 100% because they're easily available and they're built okay. And, I would say it's going to be difficult more for HO. And they're big, rugged cars, and they're not going to break very easily. Unlike HO, you have a lot of risks. But I'm not saying there's not any of the same risks as O gauge as there is HO, but I will say there is a lot fewer. So that is my take on getting, started in model railroading. And so the next thing I want to talk about is Tyco tender drives. Now, this is a little puzzling to me because I am trying to figure out which smoke unit is earlier. This one, the one that came in the Chattanooga I'm currently working on, or is it the other one that you guys saw me mess with yesterday? I'm going to say that one might be earlier, but I feel like this one is because, look, it's all metal. I feel like it was made better, so I think it was made earlier. But I did want to say, here's a tip for Tyco, tender drives, especially Chattanooga. Now, I know you have your front bit here, right? So I just wanted to say that this is totally rebuilt, but make sure, because I've seen a lot of people have this problem, make sure you keep your drive rods regularly oiled. Now, you want to, because if you don't oil them, see, this is the more complex version, and let me grab the other frame. this is the less complex frame. But I will say you still would oil this as much as you would oil the more complex one. And there's one reason is to keep the wear from getting too bad. Let me explain. All you need, a little bit of lubricant, a little bit of oil. I use turbine oil, and I found it's perfectly fine for trains. So whatever oil you have that is somewhat resemblant, I would say use it. Now you're gonna have a little bit of excess. Now you could try with a toothpick. I've tried. I mean, it works okay. It's kind of hard to get full complete coverage. Also, yeah, I cut my hair, so. But I would say get the oil all of the lubricating parts, spin it around, run it on your track. And then what you want to do is you want to get your little cotton bud, and you just want to dab it all over the little pieces and clean up all of the extra oil. Now, you don't want to soak up all the oil or you're going to have a big problem. But you just want to soak up enough oil so it's not a giant oil mess. So unfortunately in this video, we're not going to do much time lapses and really doing work on anything. I just wanted to answer a lot of questions that you guys have had, and I never tried to answer them. And I feel bad that I didn't. But I wanted to talk about real short, and then we're going to do a cool closing of the video. I wanted to talk about for a second the Tyco Royal Blue. Now, really, it's the same basis as that Chattanooga, but I'm not sure if this came as the same time or later. Now, I want to, if any of you have any information on the Royal Blue, please, even if I know it, I don't care. Just let me know whatever you know about the Tyco Royal Blue. Because I'm trying to collect enough information. I really would love to do a video just dedicated to all the history of these engines. Now, this one is not in the greatest condition. But I will give you a few tech tips to restoring one of these. First thing, I would start at the tender. Start at the tender, open the tender up. You know how to, you just want to get your screwdriver under those little tabs, and you'll pry the tender bit off. And you can already find a video on servicing it, but I want to say like full restoration. You just want to take the shell off, and there's going to be a brush plate, and there's going to be two wires. Let me just show you. This is what it's going to look like. And there's going to be a wire going here and a wire going there. What you want to do is you want to unsolder those wires going to the engine, and you could just make sure you disconnect this little thing that connects the engine and tender, and I know a lot of them break off over time. But you want to disconnect that, and you want to take the engine off. Now, I would do the motor first, but it's up to you. And then I would say after you're done with the motor, which I'm actually doing a little something different, I'm going to do the motor last on this. So, yeah. But you want to do the motor, and then you want to probably do the engine. Now, the only thing I would recommend for cleaning these, which you should always clean them in a good way so that you're not detrimenting the plastic. I've seen Tycos that have warped severely, and it is a big, big problem. Watch out for Tycos. If you see warping, don't buy it. It's a bad idea. If you ever go on eBay, make sure they have a lot of pictures. Make sure you can see every inch. If you see just a tiny bit of warping, don't buy it. Because I've seen a few of these, I've seen like 2 of these Tyco tender drives I bought. They all had these just small bits of warping. Like, I have not gotten any of the serious stuff, but there is very serious cases. And if you just get one, over like 5 years, it'll just totally warp itself to death. Like, it's nuts. I don't know what kind of plastic they use, but apparently, I mean, it's not that great. I've seen a Royal Blue for sale on eBay. It was warped. Like, you couldn't even tell it was a Royal Blue. It didn't even look like one, nor did it resemble one in any way. So I just wanted to warn you about that. Just look out for warping, okay? It's a serious problem with these older tender drive locomotives. Don't ask me why. I don't know how it happens. Some kind of chemical reaction. I don't want to. I'm busy. I don't want to know. But it's something you need to look out for. So, let's get to the closing of this video because this video is getting very long and I would love to get to a close.